YCN, your local view on WVBK-CA, serving Manchester, Londonderry, Vermont, and South Charlestown, New Hampshire, and WVBQ-LP, serving Charlestown, New Hampshire, and Rockingham, Vermont.
Coming up tonight on YCN, a Vermont senator has introduced a bill that would prohibit the sale or manufacturing of high-capacity magazines and semi-automatic assault weapons. Governor Maggie Hassan has appointed Meredith Hatfield to serve as director of the Governor's Office of Energy and Planning. With more news, sports, and weather, stay tuned. It's time for YCN, your local view.
Now, your daily digest of the Dartmouth-Lake Sunapee region. News, sports, weather, public affairs, and all that is happening in our area. The YCN News Hour, your local view.
Welcome to our Wednesday edition of YCN. I'm David Carmichael. The Vermont Senate introduced a bill on Tuesday that would prohibit the sale or manufacturing of high-capacity magazines and semi-automatic assault weapons. Senator Philip Baruth filed the bill that would require trigger locks to make weapons safer. The senator said that the individual states have to start addressing gun control because it is unlikely to pass through Congress. He also stated that the bill should be proposed while the Newtown, Connecticut tragedy is still timely. A new report from the American Lung Association gives New Hampshire failing marks on smoking prevention. Smoke-free zones in public spaces and tobacco prevention spending both received below average grades. Members working for the association say that the state needs to rethink its tobacco tax in order to target youth whose decisions are price sensitive. The Rockingham Select Board settled on a New Hampshire-based construction company to make the public library weather-tight during this chilly winter season. The board appointed Engelberth Construction to continue improvements on the building after a cash-strapped Baybutt Construction Corporation failed to pay subcontractors under an original deal with the town. Last week, the board issued a notice saying that they will terminate the contract. Trustees say that 40% of the $2.9 million project was already complete. A meeting between the Sullivan County Manager and County Commissioners revealed positive budget numbers yesterday afternoon. After the first 6 months, the county manager said that the budget was running $1 million under budget. In addition, the County Corrections Center has already grossed revenue that exceeds its year-end projection. The county also received approval from the state for its new well system that produced 38,000 gallons of water per day, doubling the water supply at the complex. The new system is projected to be finished this summer. The SAU 60 school board representing Charlestown, Langdon, Alstead, Ackworth, and Walpole agreed to present a 2013-2014 school budget of a little over $28 million to residents at a February 7th meeting. Faced with increased expenses from the state and declining student enrollment, members of the SAU 60 school board were forced to shave costs wherever possible. Even after trimming numbers by cutting staffing positions and reducing aid at the Alstead Primary School, the proposed budget is still 1.59% higher than the current one. If voters rejected the proposal, the budget will drop $271,000. The Woodstock School Board is attempting to close a $325,000 budget gap in the face of declining enrollment. 12 teachers would be affected by the slashes to the budget. Although the school may cut hours rather than asking them to leave their jobs entirely, teacher union members said that faculty understand the budget cuts need to be made, but that greatly reducing employees will likely weaken the curriculum, increase individual class sizes, and potentially reduce the number of AP courses that could be offered at the school. An alternative to the layoffs is to offer senior faculty early retirement packages. To support her efforts to keep New Hampshire moving toward a 21st century energy policy that would create jobs and lower cost, Governor Maggie Hassan announced today that Meredith Hatfield will serve as director of the Governor's Office of Planning and Energy. Hatfield served for 6 years as New Hampshire's consumer advocate, representing residential utility ratepayers before the New Hampshire Public Utilities Commission in cases including electric, natural gas, telecommunications, water, and consumer projection matters. The Sloboggan Club of New England had to cancel their local celebration of the World Snow Day event in Wilmot, New Hampshire. The January thaw devastated the 3 Sloboggan runs that they had set up, and even with this 2 inches of snow, it's not going to be enough to rebuild those runs by Sunday. After the break, we'll hear from Bill Boyle, manager of North Face in Hanover.
The YCN News Hour continues in a moment.